Hello everyone. What is the plot to harm James' company? Will Tu Diep and James face danger? Morning in the peaceful countryside. Tu Diep wakes up early to water the vegetables in front of the house. Dewdrops still on the leaves, sparkling in the sun. She took a deep breath. Feel the fresh air of the morning. A shiny black car suddenly stopped in front of the house gate. Car door open. A tall man in a smart suit stepped down. Tu Diep smiled brightly and ran out to welcome him. "I'm home," she cried. Moaning looked at the little girl in front of him, his heart filled with love. He held out a light blue paper bag to her. "I have a gift for you." Tu Diep curiously took it and opened it, stunned. A new phone sits neatly in the box. "James, I can't take this. It's too expensive." She shook her head, leaving the gift towards him. James chuckled softly and placed the box in her hand. "I need a good phone for studying, to be able to connect with the wider world. I want you to have the opportunity to develop. But I'm just a country girl, I don't need this." "Who says I'm not just a simple country girl? I am smart, hardworking, and can do more than I think. Use it as a learning tool." Tu Diep bit her lip, her eyes full of emotion. She knew James always wanted the best for her, but she still felt this gift was too big. Seeing her still hesitant, James reached out and gently stroked her head. "Consider it a gift to encourage you. Don't reject my feelings." Finally, Tu Diep slowly nodded. "Okay, I will try to study well." Goat smiling contentedly. "I did not expect that." While he was trying to make things better for her. "A big storm is about to hit your company." After giving the phone to Tu Diep, James stayed in his hometown for a few days. "I feel comfortable, away from the pressures of business. Enjoy peaceful moments with the girl he loves." But the call from Assistant David that evening broke the peace. "James, you have to come back now. Something big happened." David's tense voice made James frown. "What's going on?" "There's an AI manipulating the company's stock. A series of important contracts were suspiciously delayed. If we do not control in time, the company may fall into danger." Danger groaned silently for a few seconds. "I know. The marketplace is an unforgiving battlefield. But this time, everything happened so suddenly, and it seems to have been planned in advance." He turned to Tu Diep with eyes full of regret. "I have to go back to the city now." Tu Diep felt the worry in his voice. She did not ask more, just said softly, "I will wait for you." James hugged her. "Kiss her forehead, then get in the car," rushing straight to the city in the thick of the night. When the game came to the company, the atmosphere was tense. The AI staff were all worried and pale. David ran to give him a stack of documents. "Look, there are some anonymous accounts. Has been buying company shares continuously. But soon after, they sell off in large quantities to reduce our market value." James held the document, his eyes scanned the numbers. "This is not a coincidence. That AI is deliberately trying to undermine the company from within. But AI is behind this." He clenched his fist. Even if it was AI, he would pay the price. James began an internal investigation into the company. He called an urgent meeting. "Finance and legal department, check all recent transactions." But as soon as he started investigating, a shocking news broke out in the media. CEO James accused of financial fraud. The company is facing bankruptcy. James threw the newspaper on the table, his face darkening. Clear. This is a direct blow to his reputation. The person behind this is not just manipulating stocks. but also fabricated rumors to lose investor confidence. Then having a spy within the company. That AI leaked false information out, deliberately put James in a difficult position. He looked around the meeting room with cold eyes. Among you, I want to confess right now. No one dares to speak up. But James knew the traitor was right there, and he will definitely act again. To save the company, James decided to hold a press conference to clarify the matter. But at that moment, a secret document leaked out, which contained James' signature on a financial contract. Dark. The reporters surrounded him and kept asking questions. Sir James, did you embezzle hundreds of millions of dollars? Is your company hiding wrongdoing? James clenched his fists and refused to sign that contract, but the fake evidence was arranged perfectly. He was cornered. The board of directors held an emergency meeting and came to a decision. SA fires James as CEO. When this news was announced, company stocks plummeted. Tu Diep is following news from home. So shocked that I almost dropped my phone. No way, game can't be fired. She hurriedly called him, but the game didn't pick up. A fear took hold of her. What should I do when the game is out? After being fired, James lost almost everything. The company fell into crisis and its stock price plummeted. Longtime partners turned their backs on him, while the press is constantly exploiting news about the CEO. Fraudster expelled from his own company. James walked out of the corporate building, under the watchful eyes of those who once admired him. Some loyal employees still bow to him, with regretful eyes, but most of them turned their backs on him. At this moment, his phone vibrated. It was Tu Diep. James did not answer the phone. He didn't want her to see him like this, a loser. A penniless man. Cannot stand it anymore. Tu Diep decided to go to the city to find him. She took the night bus with a heart full of anxiety. She had never left her hometown before. But for James, she was willing to face everything. When she arrived, she went to his apartment. The door was locked inside and it was dark. Where have you been? No other way. She called David, James's closest assistant. Where is he? I need to see him now. David sighed tiredly. He was at the bar. Tu Diep immediately took a taxi there. At the luxurious but gloomy bar, James sat quietly in a corner. In front of him was a series of glasses of strong liquor. He was the man who stood at the pinnacle of power, now just a fallen man. Tu Diep stepped forward. Her heart ached when she saw him. In this condition. Zombie. He looked up with tired eyes red from alcohol. What are you doing here? My voice is hoarse. Tu Diep sat down and gently held his hand. I came to take you home. James chuckled. Where do I go? I have nothing left. He couldn't even keep his own company. But Tu Diep shook his head firmly. I still have you. James was stunned. In that moment, her eyes lit up with confidence. She never gave up on him. Without saying anything more, Tu Diep pulled him up. No matter how James falls, she also will not let him sink into despair. They left the bar, back to the old apartment that James used to call home. The next morning when James woke up, he saw Tu Diep sitting at the table, studying something on the phone. He frowned. What are you doing? She looked up with eyes filled with determination. I am looking into your company. Oh no, your old company. James looked at her in surprise. You didn't need to do that. Need it? I can't stand by and watch you get hurt without doing anything. James laughed. I think just with a phone. Can I change the situation? Tu Diep pursed her lips but did not give up. If you do nothing, then I will do. If you give up, you will always be a loser. James was stunned. This little girl, the person who was shy when receiving the phone he bought for her, now stronger than you. For the first time in days, a ray of light appeared in your eyes. With the help of David, they traced the financial trail, review those who betrayed James, and finally they found out who was behind it all. Someone James once trusted completely. Robert, Vice President of Finance, James' right-hand man, is the one who betrayed you. He secretly colluded with competitors, leaking classified information and orchestrating this whole plot. James clenched his fist. He took everything from me, but I will take everything back. Tu Diep put her hand on his shoulder, her eyes filled with determination. We will do it. James and Tu Diep decided to take action. They collected 10 pieces of evidence of Robert's fraudulent behavior. They seek to reach out to loyal shareholders to reopen the case. They use the media to expose the truth. With the help of David and some loyal staff, the truth is gradually revealed. Media begins to redirect HCL Games being harmed. Who is the real mastermind? Giving up can't be avoided for long. He was eventually arrested for financial fraud. But the most important thing, James is no longer interested in getting his old company back. He decided to start over. And this time he will build something even stronger. An empire of his and Tu Diep's own. After all, James and Tu Diep did not return to the old company. They start a new company, where honesty and trust come first. Tu Diep is no longer a shy country girl. She became James's strong companion. Help you manage and develop the company. An evening under the sunset. James looked at the girl beside him and smiled slightly. Without you, I wouldn't have been able to stand up. Tu Diep leaned her head on his shoulder and held his hand tightly. And without you, I would not have found my way. They not only save each other, together they built a brighter future. How will Tu Diep and James react? Please leave a comment.